Welcome back, guys, to the channel. This time video a little bit off topic. So I got my Z Fold 3, it's my Samsung, as you all know in previous video. So the main problem with this was the cover, the case that they sent me, and the S Pen. Well, I really like the S Pen. I hated the case. And if you are a woman, then there's no problem carrying the S Pen, I guess, in your purse or something. But to me, I was never going to use the S Pen because of the way it's supposed to be stored in the case that they sent you. So I've decided to create my own, since I have my 3D printer. As you can see here, this part of the video, I am printing in TPU, some rubber, transparent or clear rubber. The thing is, this time I printed just to check the measurements, I mean the fitments and everything in place. Okay, so it works fine, but I don't really like the double face tape that most manufacturers of cases they sent you to, so you can glue the case to your phone. This is not what I wanted, so I went ahead and I printed one in a hard plastic. This is PLA with carbon fiber infused. The problem here was I printed it with a little lip or a bumper in the camera area. So in order for me to print it like this face down, you would have to have some supports. With the supports, the problem is you're going to get a lot of these marks that you have to remove. So I went ahead and I printed the other way around, with the supports on the inside and the face on the top. It went quite well. I had to make a few adjustments for the S Pen rail that I've put in the case. And yeah, guys, this is working fine. The product, it works just as intended. Right here we have to do the worst part ever, which is to remove all the supports. By the way, this was done with supports only to the bed. You don't want to have any supports in between the rail. It would be a nightmare to remove. So right now is the tedious part. Remove all the supports carefully, of course, not to damage the case. In the future, I'm thinking about printing the same case, but in nylon, perhaps, maybe even nylon X, because I want something really durable, and also in hard plastic or hard nylon, which is not actually that hard because it has a little flexibility to it, but it has a really good heat resistance, and also I think the flexibility will work in my favor. Anyway, this is the pouring part, so I'm going to pause this just a little bit, and yeah, just keep watching. As you can see here, guys, I'm using an X-Acto knife, also a regular knife, and needle nose pliers in order to remove all the support. This way of printing, the problem is the waste of material that you're going to have, but the quality is a lot better. The fitment is perfect, and I'm really happy with this case. But the thing is, I don't really have the material in hand right now to make the perfect case for this phone, because this is PLA, so even though it's carbon fiber infused, it's not as durable as I would like it to be. So I'm thinking ABS or nylon. Pretty much sure that's going to be nylon. This design, this project, this file is downloadable at 3D Cult or cult3d.com. You'll find all my other projects there. I'll leave the link in the description, so where you can go ahead and download this and print it yourself in any material you would like. Let me just advise you that this is better with a hard material or with a little bit of flex. Never TPU. I know the TPU cases are really flexible like rubber, but this is not perfect just because of the rail for the S Pen. As you can see, I'm trying as hard as I can to separate the supports from the case itself. I guess with a little bit of tweaks in Cura, I can probably make this easier. But the thing is that I already spent a lot of material, a lot of waste material trying to get this right, trying to make all the measurements perfect. The rail itself took me a few attempts, and but this one works straight out of the printer. You don't have to do pretty much anything for the rail to work. Even though at the end I always like to sand down just a little bit of imperfections that might occur, and to give it a gloss finish on PLA, I use acetone vapor to make it look real good. You can sand it down as long or as much as you want, and after that, if you give it some acetone vapor, it will look as if you didn't do anything to it, and it will look, the finish will be a lot better. It's a bit of a struggle, but if you take your time and if you do it this right, it will look really cool. You can add on the file that I have on the internet for download. You can add your name or your logo or whatever you want, and it will look unique, the cover, to say the least. But you know, it's all about the finishes and how long you take to finish it right and give it the right finish. As you can see, there's a lot of waste material here, but you know, it is what it is. So as you can see, I'm sanding this piece down with a 500 grit sandpaper, just to get rid of the rough edges on the outside. On the inside, I'm thinking about putting some film that it looks like velvet on one side, on the inside, just to protect the phone from scratching or anything. But yeah, guys, this fits really, really well on the phone, as you can see here that I have on the video. I'm using some acetone vapor to smooth everything out, and it actually makes the part stronger because it binds the layers together. It like kind of melts the surface layer and bonds it together, and it gives a really, really nice finish. I'm pretty sure this case or these kinds of projects will be a lot better on a resin printer instead of an FDM, for obvious reasons. The layers are a lot thinner, and there's no passes, there's no nothing, and it would be a lot easier to remove the supports as well. The only problem is that the resin printer, it's a lot expensive, or much more expensive to maintain, and a lot dirtier. These ones, the only garbage, let's say it this way, that you have is the excess material, the waste material. On a resin printer is not exactly the same thing. so now it's time to test the phone if it fits, and also the S Pen, if the rail works as it's supposed to. The phone fits perfectly. No need for a double face tape or anything, or double-sided tape if you like. It holds really well, and also there's a perfect amount of space for the fingerprint sensor, the volume buttons. The camera is perfect. There's a lot of, there's like 3 to 4 millimeters of camera bumper. Now, the moment of truth, it's a tight fit. The first few uses will be a tight fit, but it will get a little bit looser, not really loose, but easier to slide it in and out the S Pen support. As you can see, it opens really well. The fingerprint sensor works great. I can't say anything more about this case, guys. This is the perfect. This is what Samsung should have done in the first place. When you remove the S Pen holder from the rail, it's just a regular case with nothing too big, or nothing to catch on your pocket or anything. The microphones and the speakers, everything lines perfect. The USB port lines perfect as well. Okay, so you can finish it any way you like. You can give it a little bit of a better sand down with maybe a 400 or maybe even a 280 grit sandpaper, and work your way up. As you can see, you can remove it. Nothing crazy about that. No thickness added.